Most of us didn't buy a truck so that we could not use the truck bed. And there are plenty of organization systems out there, but a lot of them, well, they eliminate the thing that you actually bought the truck for in the first place. Now the decked drawer system is different. It doesn't do that to you. We installed it in this 2017 F-150 to see if it can back up its claims. I want to show you more about how this thing is built and how it works. I've actually got a camera right here to give you a closer look. So let's start with some installation. As you can see, this fits right into the back of this F-150, and you do need to choose which model you're getting specifically. The website's really, really easy. You'll choose your make and model and year of vehicle. There are some that you can't do, but this is very much a custom fit into this vehicle. And the installation itself is pretty simple. So if you look down here, you'll see this J-hook. There's going to be one that goes into each of the corners, and DEK provides this hardware. Most of the time, you're not going to have any holes to drill or things to worry about. With this one, all we had to do was assemble it. That took a couple of hours, and it is a couple hundred pounds, so you're going to want a friend to help you out with that. We left the drawers out, and we lifted it in and then installed the drawers last. That was easy enough. And then installing the J-hooks is a piece of cake. Like I said, just give it a couple hours, make sure you got a friend with you, grab a few tasty beverages, and this is not difficult to install at all. Now, you can see here, I'll give you a nice look at it, it's about 12 inches tall. So that's how much bed space you're going to lose vertically. And notice we've got a topper on this truck, so we still have pretty good clearance here. But one thing to note, take a look at the side here. If you have a tonneau cover, especially one that folds up accordion style, you may not be able to use the DEK drawer system with that. So be aware of that. And also, if you're thinking, okay, can I also have a truck box in here? It depends, okay? So this is a regular size bed, and you notice this goes all the way to the back. Now, if you have an 8-foot bed, you can put a truck box back there, including DEK's truck box, which is really good. You can check out our video on that one. So be aware of those things. As far as losing space, you don't really lose a whole lot horizontally. So kind of looking here, by the time we close the tailgate, you're looking at about 3 inches is all that we've lost between the tailgate and that. So really not losing any space there that you have to worry about. Taking a look at the construction itself, the main material here is HDPE, high density polyethylene. DEK sources this from recycled, so we're not just creating new plastics to go in here. They also take that and they add some coloring. So where we get the consistent black color from, and they add a UV inhibitor because this is going in the back of a truck and it's going to be outside under the sun. We got sun here in Florida all year round beating down on these things. Obviously we've got this one under a cover, so it's going to do better, but that UV inhibitor is a big deal as part of the construction. Some of the things that you don't see going on the inside here, there is some galvanized steel and aluminum reinforcement that's going to add to the total strength of this thing. Again, materials that aren't likely to rust or be a concern over the long term. And if we get real close here, we can see the wheels. Instead of using regular drawer slides, these are urethane wheels with sealed bearings, and they are crazy smooth. We're going to see a little bit more about that in just a second. So what about the storage itself? The whole thing is built around this idea of being a drawer system. So take a look here. We got good solid metal latches. Pull that out and we can see all of the things that we've already been putting into our drawer here. And notice it does go further back, and I can keep pulling on this thing if I want to. It's not going to come out any further. You can feel it. Let's see if we can show it on video. You can feel it hit a detent. See right there? And what that's going to do is if you're parked at an angle, it's not going to automatically let the drawer shove back into it while you're trying to get stuff out of it. And if you notice it locks really good and solid too when you close that drawer. So it's not going to fly out. Again, if you're on an angle or you forget your tailgate's down, it's not going to come opening on you going down the road at 60 miles an hour or parked on a curve. Now, there are plenty of accessories that you can get to go with this, and these boxes that you see in here and the dividers, these actually came with the system. So you'll get some things to get you started, and you can add other things later if you want to. So what about capacity? We talked about not losing the ability to use your bed. Now these drawers with their urethane slides, they can each hold 200 pounds. And you notice they do slide nice and easy. And in fact, the more weight that you have in these, the smoother they roll and the easier they close. It's just the weight and the sealed bearing system, and does a good job with that. But it's what you can still put on top of all this that really makes a difference on top of all of the other organization that you're doing. Because of the reinforcement the deck put in here, you can put 2,000 pounds, a literal ton of weight on top of the deck drawer system and not have to worry about it. This is Elisha Mosley's truck that we installed this in. He does some OPE reviews for us and helps us out on the ranch. He actually had a cow in here. Okay, so he had a cow on top of this deck drawer system, no problem whatsoever. Everything still functions just great. So you really are, if you've got that kind of half-ton, three-quarter-ton truck, you're not losing much in terms of both your ability to have things in the back because of the flat system, but also in terms of the weight capacity that it's able to hold. Now, in addition to the drawers, there are also 4 areas in here that DECT calls these ammo boxes, okay? And they're in the 4 corners. You can take a peek in there. You're actually going to do your installation through here. Those J-hooks install through. And it's kind of interesting they're called ammo boxes, because normally a regular ammo box is weatherproof. These are not, so they can still get moisture in them. They can still get wet. So whatever you have in here, you want to make sure that it's okay if it gets wet. And one thing you may want to do on your installation is to drill a hole in the bottom of these, so that any moisture that gets in can drain out. Now, because we've got this under a topper, we didn't do that on our install. You just may want to do that for your own purposes. As far as the weatherproofing goes on the drawers, we can see if we can get a close look here. Notice there's a little bit of a lip right here. So any rain coming down or snow coming down straight on top, that's not going to get into the drawers. But if you've got spray coming in from the side, like you got spray coming in off of the coastline, or if you're just using a hose or you got a lot of fog, it can get inside there. So you might get a little bit of dampness even though it's technically rain resistant. So point is, don't store your laptop in there, but most everything else should be good. But one more thing that's worth pointing out is the security of these systems. So first thing I want to point out, notice that we've got these plugs here. Okay, now this comes with the system, but you can get locks. DECT sells them for $50. You'll get a pair of them so you can get both drawers locked. And that's one way to secure it. The other way to secure these is when you've got your tailgate closed, and again, keeping in mind that gap, it's just 3 inches, you're not going to be able to open these drawers if you're just reaching in from somewhere else. So especially if you have a locking tailgate, that's your first layer of security. And then you've got the locks themselves. Now, one other cool thing is because the system drops down in as far as it does, we'll close that tailgate up again. Most of the time, if you're walking by the truck, you have no idea that that system is in there at all. So you've got a deterrent in the fact that you don't know that there's something in there to get into in the first place. So let's talk about price. The DECT drawer system runs $1,449 and it comes with a lifetime warranty. Now, this is a made in the USA product and you can order it directly from DECT, or you can take a look at their website and find a dealer in the area. We took a look, we had half a dozen within a 30-minute drive of us, so there's plenty of them around. Now, a couple of things if you're thinking about buying this that you want to keep in mind. One is not every single truck has a drawer system fit yet. So take a look at DECT's website, make sure that your make and model is on there. And also keep in mind that if you do have a drop-in bed liner, you're going to have to take that out to install this. It's because of how close the fit is. Now, your spray-in bed liners, those are fine, but the drop-ins, and this had a drop-in bed liner, we had to take that out in order to make sure that the fit was correct. From everything we've experienced using the DECT drawer system, they did a great job designing this. The materials are quality, the strength is outstanding, and of course, we love the fact that it's made in the USA. You have any questions or feedback for us about the drawer system? Feel free to drop those in the comments below. And while you're here, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. As always, thanks for watching.